McKinley watching on. Return just tucking Isner up a little bit, a little awkward with the attempted volley.
Game Isner.
On serve.
Isner leads
it by 2 games to 1 in the first set of this round of 16 match at the ASB Classic. Sights, great action, and the fans enjoying every moment of it here at the ASB Classic, a round of 16. It's a real bonus for those fans watching here centre court, because they will see following this one every moment of it here at the ASB Classic, a round of 16. Marcos Bagdatis, the number 8 seed, up against Dustin Brown, the wild card. That match moved on to centre court. Bonus to excitement machines. Bagdatis really endeared himself to the fans here in Auckland. Style of game. Bonus to excitement machines.
15 love.
He's an imposing force when he drives the ball and comes forward, John, isn't he? Such wingspan, of course, at the margin for error that you have on a passing shot is very small. Especially when he's coming in behind that powerful forehand. Imposing force forward, John, isn't he? Such wingspan, of course, at the margin for error that you have on a passing shot is very small.
13-15.
Jaziri, he might want to take a photocopy of the stat sheet at the moment, because he's winning the ace duel 3-2 at the moment.
14-15.
Jaziri, he might want to get a couple of copies, send them round the family. 4 races. Great start here for the Tunisian. Enjoying what it is to be courtside.
15
at the moment, they're enjoying what is a service clinic from both players.
30 love. Love.
Andrew, one of the difficult things for the tall players is when the ball comes deep for them after the serve, because they fall so far into the court. They have to adjust and re-establish position on the baseline. Not always easy.
Game Isner.
Comfortable hold. These games going by in pretty quick fashion. And Isner leads at 3-2 first set. So the fans enjoying all that it is to be courtside here at the ASB Classic. And the tennis is, well, it's part of the event. Smile. Oh, he ruined that shot. Back to the tennis.
Love.
This is a blasted passing shot from Jaziri. A good move from Isner, but he's absolutely rocketed that backhand really low. Big man not able to get down for the volley. Mixing it up well. He didn't go for the ace on that first serve. He went for the kick out wide to set up his forehand, which creative serving from the Tunisian.
It's a good start. He's playing really well.
$15. First service.
That's better from Isner.
30.
Andrew, I don't normally critique players' outfits, but one thing I do notice
Oh,
is
careful.
the
Where you
fluorescent
going,
yellow of Jaziri, the shirt, the wristband, shoes and socks. I just wonder how that plays into the line of sight with the ball being yellow, and whether that is it all a distraction. I'm sure I've seen that brightness before, particularly on the serve as the ball drops, and I guess it's going to be at a height slightly higher than the shirt, but certainly the wristband could come and play.
Game Jaziri.
So another hold of serve. It's been an impressive start from the man ranked 56 in the world. He's certainly not showing any signs of being overawed by the occasion. It was a scratchy 2016, wasn't it, for Isner? He had at different times he had problems with a back injury, a knee injury, and had to scramble just to get back into the top 20.
Last year, the first year, he hasn't won a title on tour for a number of years.
15 love.
Certainly likes this type of surface, John, isn't he? He's been really successful on the hard courts, both here in New Zealand and particularly in America. 10 ATP titles across his career. He certainly seems to like when he's playing in country's English language.
30-15.
Here is one guy you're going to struggle to lob.
40-15.
It's about as far as my coaching expertise goes, GD, but I think I'm pretty accurate.
Certainly there's no trouble bouncing it into the stands, John, isn't it? Oh, it's interesting. Some of the taller players actually don't smash that well because it's the timing and athleticism that's so important on the overhead.
Game Isner.
John, though, is very athletic himself. He has no trouble.
And close to a 200-kilometre-an-hour second serve, and it was effortless. Isner leads the first set 4-3. it is certainly warm enough for a little of the ice cream, the carpety ice cream. It's a New Zealand favourite, of course. The Players, a wonderful piece recorded to camera by Dustin Brown. I think he enjoys his ice cream. Doesn't surprise. I think the extrovert that he is, I don't think he minds a little bit of ice cream, as long as he's working it off at training.
Jeez, that was a funny piece, wasn't it? Dustin Brown taking ice cream to a random fan in the crowd who didn't recognise him. Sat and chatted for a while. I thought, who's the stranger bringing me ice cream? Young man really got punked.
First sign of just a chink in the serve here of Jaziri. Has been a very impressive start, GD.
Andrew, I've watched John Isner play, and in fact played against him enough to know that he's playing really well today. Well, he looks really good is what I should say. You can tell when his movement's there and he's hitting his backhand well. He's looking really sharp to start this season. It's a very encouraging sign for him. It's not always what the scoreboard says, what your impression can be of a player's performance. I can just tell that John's really come out this season really firing. And again, that's a beautifully struck backhand return. See clear intent from Isner, any chance he can to take that backhand return early. We've seen him come in behind it, that time driving it right onto the baseline, rushing Jaziri.
Even the big strides of Isner couldn't get him there in time.
30-40.
And great point from Jaziri. But again, Isner's moving well, isn't he, Andrew? He covered the court beautifully on that point. He's had a number of knee issues across his career, but he's looking fresh, moving sharply. Jaziri's going to need another quality point to save off the break here.
Right, had the opportunity. Perhaps tried for a little bit too much there. Did Isner. Back to deuce. Jaziri was a member of the 1998 African under-14 team, which was funded on a tour of Europe by Grand Slam Development Fund, so there's been quite the investment in this man's career. That was some time ago, but he's paid them back, if you like. Not too many high-profile tennis players out of that part of the world.
That's right, Andrew. That Grand Slam Development Fund is run by the ITF, the International Tennis Federation, in a bid to try and expand the reach of tennis across the globe. They do invest in players from countries that haven't had tennis players coming through before to try and get the brand a bit wider, and Jaziri benefiting from that through his youth.
It's long. Isner gets lucky. With one off the frame, but let's just hold our breath for
Yank that drops in. That just held up in the wind.
Isner leads 5-3. Mr. Jaziri has 2 challenges remaining. Love.
Just updating from the grandstand courts. Steve Johnson winning the first set over Liu 6-4, but Liu is up 5-4 in the second. Meanwhile, Isner here serving for the first set.
30 love.
That's one thing to hit a 220km/h serve, but to get the angle and bounce that John Isner gets, that's what makes it so incredibly dangerous.
40 love.
Right, in this mood, this is why he's been top 10 in the world.
Top 10, and he's also beaten, I think, almost everybody that there is to beat. He's an upset machine, John Isner. Nobody wants to play him.
Game first set. Isner.
One break, that's all it
6
needed.
games to 3.
And John Isner takes control of this round of 16 match, winning it 6-3. We talk about the 215, 220km/h serve, and fair to say, GD, if you want 220, 225, you're in with the big boys. You're serving with the big boys. But Isner last year against Tomic in a Davis Cup tie put down a serve at, listen to this, 251km/h. That's from the ATP site. 251km/h.
That match on grass in Australia. When you're playing John Isner, you can't really afford to give any opportunity, and that was the case in the set. Jaziri was fantastic in his first 3 service games. Just in the fourth, Isner was able to put a little bit of pressure on him, take advantage of a couple of errors. It was high-quality tennis from the big American. He was aggressive throughout. That there was a very good half forehand volley. And John, this is very encouraging signs starting the season. Looking sharp, moving well. A couple of excellent returns in that game that he broke. That was an off-backhand return at 30-all that set up break point. Of course, when you have such a big serve, you have a free will in the return games and in the rallies. I think for me, the key stat in that first set is the first serve percentage. 79% for John Isner when you're serving, as you said, Andrew, at 215, 220, and getting 79% of them in. It's really going to be tough for your opponent.
Yeah, so comfortable at 6-3. And let's have a look at the court coverage of the two. With Isner on the left and Jaziri on the right.
You can see Isner pushing forward a lot more than Jaziri, who's hardly making any approaches to the net or any chances to control the point after his serve. And think that's often a pattern in matches John Isner plays, and that the early games in a set that the opponent's able to hold, but as the pressure mounts, knowing that this is so difficult to play John when you get into the deep end of a set and tiebreaker with his big serve, that's often when he's able to get a break.
15 love.
Still shaking my head upon having read that stat about that serve, the fastest ever recorded by the ATP. I did double check it. You'd just be running for cover, wouldn't you?
Remember one year here, I think 2 years ago, John had a huge serve that hit a ball girl in the eye. Occupational hazard, of course, for ball kids. They really have to be aware.
Game Jaziri.
So Jaziri,
First game, second
on the
serve.
board in the second set here. But he's just got to be careful that he's not overrun by the American. Such a big frame, GD.
30
I
love.
do a lot of work with basketballers, and I know that backs are often an issue, and the value placed by John Isner in his chiropractor is not insignificant. Staying healthy and staying supple
40 love.
and having the ability to keep this 6'10" frame moving.
Kyle Morgan in the blue shirt. Here, John's chiropractors worked with him for a number of years. Really good job of keeping him healthy. The tall players often struggle more with injuries, just
First
pressure on the joints in particular. Knees, ankles, back.
Game Isner.
But so impressive, and it really becomes a mental game for the opponent as well, because they start to think, what am I going to do here? How am I going to break this guy's serve?
I think the strength of John Isner is he's able to end the point with the forehand. Watch the speed, the flatness of that forehand. It's not coming back. It's not an approach shot. It's not a rally ball. When he plays against the Novak Djokovic's and Andy Murray's and David Ferrer's, that's what makes him so dangerous. He's able to end the point, not just with his serve, but also with the forehand. He's trying to take every chance he can to really be aggressive. See him there returning that second serve, but taking it really early.
Oh, that's nice from Jaziri.
30 love.
Showing some confidence, approaching the net and playing the topspin volley.
Pressure of causing that double fault. We see from John Isner on the second serve, how early he takes this. That's a play nicknamed the Sabre that Roger Federer started doing 2 years ago on tour. Really rush your opponent as much as possible. Don't give them time to prepare for a passing shot.
Fittiel.
Yeah, and there's the pressure again. Whilst Isner did struggle in parts of 2016, this man Jaziri had a career-high season win, 17, which saw him sneak into the top 50 in the world, finishing at 49.
He's in big trouble here, Andrew. If he can't get out of this service game. Excellent forehand return from Isner, bringing up a chance. Break point.
Yeah, that's good. 1-2 punch.
Advantage, Jaziri.
It's good composure from Jaziri, keeping himself in the service game.
Really looking to put an incredible amount of work on that underspun backhand. Slice though. So much work on it, couldn't keep it inside the line.
See if Isner charges with this second serve return as well.
Advantage, Jaziri.
Stay back on this occasion of actually losing the baseline rally, but you can see there's a lot of thinking going on. There's a lot of different options being employed with the second serve return. Been lucky with a couple of shanks dropping in so far in this match. John Isner.
Next, first service.
Yeah, that's nice. He's playing with a lot of confidence despite having to play from behind, having dropped the first set. But Jaziri is showing good confidence in his ability. He's up 2-1 in the second. Great action here at the ASB Classic, and it's Malik Jaziri doing his best to stay with the fast serving. tall American John Isner, the number 2 seed. These are two players in the bottom half of the draw. And the top half has really opened up this morning with the departure through illness of the number 1 seed, Bautista Agu, and the loss of the 3rd seed, David Ferrer, beaten by Robin Hansa.
Love.
Yeah, deserving of a little luck. That wasn't off the sweet spot by any means, but just dropping in.
See there, Malik Jaziri was guessing towards the tee, took a good hop to his right. It's probably what you need to do against John Isner.
30-15.
See that if he doesn't guess and John hits his spot, he's just got no chance of getting the ball back.
And he really is just serving within himself here. Still so impressive, but there's plenty more in the tank.
Game Isner.
John Isner's service game is not the time to go and make that phone call or go and make that cup of coffee, because you'll miss it. They really don't take too long.
Leander Pays there after this big first round doubles victory today over Shrek Huey and Max Burney. Great to see him out on centre court at some stage later in the week if we're lucky enough. A 43-year-old with the reflexes that don't seem to age.
He has been known to enjoy playing up in front of a crowd too, GD.
That's right, the 2015 champion here with Raven Klaassen from South Africa.
He is something of a showman. Just dropped behind in the ace count, but certainly no disgrace. That's the 5th of the match for Jaziri. Fourth double fault, mind you, just about cancels them out.
Game
well, that's really impressive. So it brings the ace count up to 6, but more importantly, he takes the lead in this second set by 3 games to 2 on serve.
As you walk into the Classic this year, well, yes, you come across the Lighthouse Garden Bar, the association with Phoenix as well. We're part of this brand new studio which has been extended right here. It's like being like the other night, we have a instant cocktail where we listen to the Georgia music on that stage through the Heineken area as well, more importantly. Listen to the call. Go on.
John Isner in control, but no break of serve as yet in the second set. The big American with the only break in the first, and often, of course, that's all he needs.
Time.
Sixth visit to Auckland for the tournament here for Isner. Two-time winner back in 2010 and 2014. And I can tell you that his compatriot awaits the winner of this match, Johnson, through to the round of 8. Oh, wonderful return. Treasure that.
Love 15.
Well, this is the best effort on return from Jaziri so far in this match. Timed that beautifully on the forehand.
Mr. Isner challenging the
Called
call.
out.
Right near set line. Ball was called out.
Love 15 on serve, no surprise. Isner wants to have another look.
Call stands. Love 13.
The hint of an
Mr.
opportunity
Isner
now
has 2
for Jaziri.
challenges remaining.
Oh, that is stunning.
Love 14.
This is just pure reflex.
This often when John Isner brings his best serving down break points.
15, 14.
Oh, that was a chance for Malik. That wasn't the best serve from John Isner. He didn't quite hit his spot. That was a good chance at this. This isn't a painted the line serve. That was in the strike zone for Jaziri. You don't often get a chance on break point against the John Isner serve.
Game Jaziri.
Well, that is a rare moment on the ATP Tour.
Jaziri
Isner
leads
broken.
4 games to 2.
And Malik Jaziri says, I'm not just here to make up the numbers. Takes a 4-2 lead second set.
And the feet just not quite good enough on that one from John Isner. He caught it too far out in front and pulled it wide.
Nets. First service. $15 love.
He's got his tail up now, doesn't he, Jaziri? Getting the break of serve, he can relax a little bit.
Love.
Isner just stretching. Looked like some concern over the left knee. You can just see some strapping tape just above the left knee of Isner, but it'll almost be something that's there every game. Just a protective measure, but he is just feeling that left leg. Might make it feel a little better.
30-15.
You served well, Jaziri, so far in this match. It's interesting action. Doesn't have a particularly high ball toss. It's quite whippy, the end of the motion. Slightly reminiscent to me of Alexander Dolgopolov, Ukraine, where they both have quite low ball tosses, quite whippy motions.
He's in a real purple patch here, playing some brilliant tennis.
40-15. Game Jaziri.
Well, Jaziri backs up the break, and he's in control of the second set, down a set. But the Tunisian is leading 5-2. Well, it has been a day already for the upsets, and we're far from that occurring again here, but Jaziri is showing signs that at the very least he's in the fight.
Well, he's more than in the fight. He's in control of the second set at 5-2. You got the break with a couple of superb forehand returns. Came out of the blue, Andrew. John Isner been so comfortable on serve, and all of a sudden, the one game where Jaziri was able to get hold of a particular couple of forehand returns on the juice side, benefited from two loose errors off short forehands from the big American. And there we have it, the break of serve, 5-2 lead.
Well, if the knee is sore, that's going to test it out.
Love 15.
Just when you think you've seen it all, a drop shot played on a return of serve against Isner.
Fifteen on. Fifteen.
Was 7 or 8 minutes ago, but nonetheless He's going to force Jaziri to, at the very least, try and serve out the set at 5-3 here now. Huge moment for the Tunisian. This will test.
Love 15.
It's not a great sign, is it, GD? A player ranked around 50 in the world serving for a set against Isner. It's as much about the headspace. Well, that's not bad. That might end a few of those doubts.
This is a very difficult shot to hit. What's so difficult about it is he's hit it hard and flat, but he's placed it short with angle. This is fantastic trajectory control. We see it's not a deep shot. Struck powerfully with angle.
Well, forget the double fault.
50-15. Video.
He's certainly winding up, Isner. It does, though, bring up set point now. Oh, what a way to win the set. Not only that, but he levels up the ace count at 9 apiece. That's almost as significant. And we're going to go to a third and decider between Jaziri and Isner. And not many would have predicted that at the start of the day. Isner with a change of shirt and needs a change of fortune. Just the body language, GD. What are you reading into this at the moment?
Well, it's not uncommon for John to get what could possibly describe as a little mopey at times on the court. It's just sort of the relaxed way that his personality is. But at least that second set, that turned on a dime, didn't it? That service game with Jaziri broke. He's able to come up with some real class shots. John, it seemed like he was in control of the match, no problem. And it all turned so quickly.
Game Isner.
Jaziri was really strong on serve. Amazing that he's actually leveled the ace count. He's played really aggressive also with his forehand. A couple really nice drive volleys as well. This was the break point that turned the match. And John Isner just a couple of errors with the forehand. And just one before that as well that set up break point. And John will have to tidy up that aspect of his play if he's going to come through this third set. Jaziri himself continued to be aggressive with the forehand. He's done a lot of damage.
Second set,
Forehand side, 8 winners in total forehand.
Unforced errors, 9 Jaziri, 10 Isner, so both players will be reasonably happy with that. Lack of winners, though, for Isner. Just one off the forehand side. And the aces 5 apiece, so not the dominant John Isner that you would expect. But credit Jaziri, playing really well. And the opportunity's been presented to him, and he's been good enough to take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Thank
And
you.
getting their money's worth here
Final
today.
set.
Centre courts and indeed on the outer courts. Some
Isner
wonderful
to serve.
matches right through the day. Settle in, folks. Here we go. Third and deciding set. Isner to get us away.
Fifteen love.
Oh, that's just too good. The momentum is with the Tunisian. No question.
15 all.
Simply beaten for pace on this passing shot. John Isner, beautiful strike from Jaziri, hitting not just hard but low. No time to react. Speaking of no time to react, that
15.
serve cranked up a little fast at 223.
.228 this time.
40,
Straight at the
15.
body.
Pure self-protection here for Malik Jaziri. That serve coming pretty much at it. Doing all he can to get out of the way.
We talked a little about, I guess they have to be described as upsets with slightly lesser ranked players, you know, winning matches that they weren't favoured to win, but without question, if Jaziri was to win this and go through to the quarterfinals, genuine upset anywhere on the tour.
That's right, yeah. Completely open up the draw. This event, obviously, with Tista Agut pulling out and David Ferrer going down. We know the top half of the draw could have some surprises. John Isner was to go out, that would be a real shock.
Love 15. Fifteen all. Nets. First service.
Isner was just about in the first row of seats there. So deep was he behind the baseline.
Don't think that's where he's going to have his most success, John Isner. I think that was a change-up play. He hasn't been doing that frequently in this match, but it's probably better to get back to playing right up in the baseline, big man tennis.
like this.
Game Jaziri.
He's putting together a very, very tidy match indeed.
1 game all.
Good sequence of shots from Jaziri, the low slice and wrong footing. John Isner with that cross-court angle. He's been dangerous with his forehand. He's used it a number of different ways, hitting big, powerful flat shots and occasion subtlety with some angle.
Fifteen love. Thirty love.
Too quick. Looking for subtlety, Isner, but a little too much weight on the half volley.
30-15.
Does well not just to get to this drop shot, but to really get some pace on that passing shot. Not easy when you're forced to go to a chip grip. One hand, actually hit it hard enough to get it past somebody of the wingspan of John Isner. Very firm chip passing shot. Very successful for Jaziri.
Well, you get a return back and you're in the game, aren't you?
30 all.
He is having to just take a guess every now and then, and this time he got it right. And Isner just a little bit lazy with the volley.
Bit hesitant, John, here. Looks like he didn't know whether he was going to step back and hit that as a half volley or take it on the full. A little bit hesitant to make a clear decision, and it cost him.
Next. Mr. Jaziri challenge and a call. Left center service line. Ball was called in. Call stands. First service.
That challenge shows you how important
40,
Jaziri
30.
feels is the difference between a second serve and a first serve. Willing to burn a challenge just in case. Might get a look at a second serve at 30 all. Wasn't successful with the challenge and wasn't successful with getting his racket on that massive tee serve from John Isner.
Game Isner.
Aces up to a dozen. And
Isner leads.
with the
2
lead.
games
We're on
to 1.
serve, though, in the third set. Isner leads it 2 games to 1. Jaziri was in Qatar prior to arriving here in Auckland. Lost in the first round to a player who was a regular here in Auckland, in Cole Schreiber. So has already had some game time, a bit of travel, and of course having played here already. So perhaps understandable if he feels perhaps more in the rhythm of his season than does John Isner. That's no excuse, though. That's why the big guns get the breather. They get the break, don't they, to allow them to ease into the tournament, ease into the year, and Isner is good enough to cope with that.
In particular, the week before a Grand Slam, having the first round bye for the top 4 seeds does encourage them to play more. You're right, Andrew. Malik Jaziri, good first round win over Diego Schwartzman, so he is in good form heading into this match. I can tell you that Steve Johnson was the winner over Yen Sun Lu. Second round encounter, so the winner of this match will play against Johnson. Johnson winning the second set in the tiebreaker. Certainly an American flavour to this event with Jack Sock and Ryan Harrison coming up the first match at night on centre court.
So the bottom half of the draw is USA. Provided, of course, Isner can get through to join Johnson, because one of Harrison or Sock will, along with Steve Johnson, play in the quarterfinals. Okay, so big moments here, you sense.
Love 15.
Does feel like any time either player gets behind on serve, that suddenly the tension does mount significantly on court. Jaziri serving now at love 15.
He's just
15 all.
asking himself the question here, is he GD, why didn't I go down the line?
My thoughts exactly, Andrew. There was space. Perhaps a little too cute. Going for the angle there, John.
30-15.
Well, that is brilliance. Absolutely brilliant. Passing shot. It really wasn't an attempt to win the point. It was to stay in the point.
Yeah, this is a good combination to get the pass. We saw Jaziri hit his chip backhand up the line passing shot a few points ago, and that one flicking it two hands cross court. He's shown a great repertoire defensively today, the Tunisian.
Game Jaziri.
Isner is just a little flummoxed.
2 games all.
And perhaps more than a little frustrated. 2 all in the third. Talk about the defensive play from Jaziri, but
get that much power when you're pushed in that direction, it's one hand. It's almost a squash shot, but you can't float it. You got to hit it hard and flat. It requires a really strong wrist. Expertly done from Jaziri.
the pressure
13.
now on the American.
Talking about the strength of the wrist from Jaziri. Another perfect example of that on that return. It's one thing to chip your forehand return and float it, but that one was stuck. Really knifed it, kept it low and hard.
Mr. Jaziri, challenge nickel right, far side line. Ball was called in.
Andrew, I think this might be wide.
Yeah, and possibly the line judge unsighted. The call was made, though, on the line, and it is
Call
wide.
returned.
So,
Second service.
serve, isn't it?
Huge moment.
Even then, it's not a clean winner. And you look at the winners, Isner,
15,
just
30.
6 clean winners in the match to the 20 of Jaziri. Incredible stat. You'd almost think Jaziri is the player who's been number 9 in the world, not Isner. almost every time.
Just the range of passing shots and defensive skills from Jaziri. Here we see him rolling this cross-court forehand passing shot. Didn't try to blast it, took something off and went for the placement, and that was perfect.
Wow, if ever you wanted to find a couple of big serves in that kit bag. Yeah, there's one. Can he dip in there again?
30-40.
There's another.
Clutch serving from John Isner. Jeez, 229 kilometers per hour out wide.
You think he's angry?
Mr. Isner challenging the call on the left near set line. Ball was called in.
Or is this a challenge born of desperation?
Close. This is really close, I think. Jaziri will be kicking himself if he has missed this volley. Perfectly played point.
Call stands.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Bring up another break point.
Advantage Jaziri.
Well, you know when someone says, I lost the match by this
two
much.
challenges remaining.
Just remember that moment. There's a long way to go. That's how close it can be.
Due.
227, carbon copy of the earlier ace.
Watch what Jaziri does here. He guesses to the tee. He jumps to his right. Guesses wrong, unfortunately for him.
Advantage Isner.
What are the odds here, GD? Out wide again. Yeah, just not doing enough. I mean, you've got to respect this guy, because that sort of an approach is not going to win you the point, and the Tunisian is good enough to pass.
Well, we said how he rolled the previous forehand passing shot. He couldn't on this time because Isner was so close to the net, so he had to hit it harder and deeper. That one just dropping in. A wonderful variety on the passing shot. See the spin rate there, 3,800 RPM. Really dipped at the last second to drop in. Huge racket head speed.
Advantage Isner.
What did I just hear then, GD? Was it, that's the spot? Regardless, it was encouragement from David McPherson. And this time, a bit of variety going down the tee, but missing.
Nets. Second service.
Oh, cross court last time, down the line this time. Isner just waves it away. He says, what can I do?
Bit unlucky with this forehand passing shot clipping the net for John Isner, though I'm not sure he had it anyway. I'm frustrated at the quality of the passing shots from his opponent.
Isner now with the advantage, but we just saw that number come up.
Advantage, Isner.
Anytime you can spend 7.5 minutes in a John Isner service game, you know you're doing something right.
Game Isner.
Wow, what a mighty struggle. But struggle
Isner
he
leads
did.
3 games to 2.
John Isner maintains momentum at least. On serve 3-2 in the deciding set.
My name is Sam Hopkinson. Friend of mine, Tyler, and I was working to bring Heineken Urban Polo in New Zealand. Urban Polo is a simplified version of traditional polo. It's faster, it's more intense. We've changed the rules to be able to fit it into a much smaller field, so we're much closer to the spectators. Heineken Urban Polo is a fusion of music and polo.
It's not a match that's necessarily taking a long time to play out. What are we approaching, an hour and a half, GD? But I'm sure that John Isner, whilst he will have respected his opponent today, don't know that he expected to be in such a battle.
No, 2 previous meetings between these two, both straight set victories for the Americans, so he would have felt confident heading into this match. First match, singles match of the season for him, but it's turning into a real contest. Jaziri playing some fantastic tennis, in particular with defensive skills and the passing shots. He's also combined that with some excellent first serving. Good sense though that you don't often get chances to break on the Isner serve, and break points in that game could come back to haunt him.
Love 15.
Almost not concerned. He's been love 15 so often, Jaziri, and it really hasn't fazed him.
No, when he's been down in the service games, he's been more than happy to pull the trigger with the forehand. He's been really aggressive with that, and again here, cross-court winner. There's been no fear from the lower-ranked player today.
(30-15).
I haven't seen a great deal of Malik Jaziri, to be fair, but I think you could suggest that he's showing some of the best form of his career here.
(40-30). Nets. First service. Jaziri. 3 games
the
old.
pressure.
Fifteen love. Love.
Doesn't feel like we're going to get a 7-minute plus service game this time from John, isn't it?
It's fair to say that Jaziri has
40 love.
very much poked the giant here, hasn't he?
I can tell you this match so far has raised exactly $0 for charity. Not one rally going over 10 shots.
And that count stays at 0. So we are on serve. Isner leads at 4-3 in the decider.
Isner leads 4 games to 3.
It's a wonderful atmosphere here at Stanley Street. The courtside boxes create a very intimate, one of the few tournaments on the ATP Tour where you can be served nice gourmet food and drink. What a wonderful event this is for the city of Auckland. Redevelopment of the stadium to occur in the next couple of years so that this event can continue up to standards on the ATP. The yacht stand requiring a rebuild after 50 or 60 years and intention and time to have a roof on the stadium, and really has become an event, not just a tennis tournament. A real display of gourmet cuisine. Different bodies put a lot of time and money indeed into making sure this facility stays at the highest quality. And so cool to have it here in January and what is mostly holidays for the people of Auckland. Chance to see some of the best tennis players in the world. And on court, John Isner, Jaziri in a real fight here at 4-3 in the third set.
love.
Yes, at that critical stage of a match when mistakes are likely to be punished and punished heavily.
love.
12th ace. Still amazed by the lack of winners off the racket of Isner. And that's testament to the defensive work of Jaziri, but through the match so far, just 6 clean winners from the American.
40-15.
Well, we've seen one third set tiebreaker so far out on centre court. Are we just destined to have another?
Game Jaziri.
Well, that's another step towards that anyway, GD. Some distance to go yet, but at 4-all in the
games all.
third, it is looming on the horizon.
Fifteen love. Love.
Ace is mounting now for Isner. Well,
40 love.
you do wonder, there are times when the opponent may as well just go and take a seat. It's Dustin Brown on the left of that trio. Isner with about the best service game in the entire match, you would think.
Isner leads.
He's been under pressure on numerous occasions. And he leads at 5-4 in the third. We're heading into at this stage of a very tight match. GD, is this where the experience of Isner, and I say experience not in terms of years or time on tour, because Jaziri is actually the older of the two, but Isner's played in bigger matches, bigger atmospheres. He's faced this sort of pressure in big moments. Does that help him here?
I think it does. It's a testament to John Isner's mentality. He's able to stay calm under pressure. We've seen that in his 22 ATP Tour finals, his big Davis Cup matches, or runs to quarterfinals of Grand Slams. He's obviously played some of the most memorable matches in history, thinking back to Wimbledon against Nicholas Mahu going 70-68 in the fifth. He certainly knows what it's like to be under pressure and have to deliver in big moments. And he'll be thinking if he can just get one or two returns in and put a little bit of pressure on Jaziri, he's quite able to be able to force a crack in the Tunisian service game. And different moments in this match, has been really aggressive with the second serve returns that he's seen. I think he needs to continue in that vein.
Talk about the composure of this. This man shows few, if any, signs of nerves or the tension getting to him.
Love.
We got lucky that this shank dropped in John Isner, but it's really bizarre what he did after this shot dropped in. It looked like he thought it was going out and he just stood there in the middle of the court.
30-15.
Rare error this time off the racket of Jaziri.
Well, there's some strange things going on in the last 2 points, Andrew. Look at this passing shot from Jaziri. He drops his second hand. It's a one-handed backhand. We've seen this the whole match. He's been so effective with his two-handed backhand passing shot. Seems odd at 5-4 in the third to pull out the one-hander.
(40-15).
He's certainly relaxed. It's in his end. He's not afraid to pull out a bunch of creative shots. Effective again with the forehand there.
Game Jaziri.
Most impressive. Most impressive.
5 games all.
In some ways, you know, you can question how John Isner's even in this match. 28 winners to 6 in favour of Jaziri. And the unforced errors, 31 Jaziri, 29 Isner. And that's one of the reasons he is still very much in the match. He wins so many cheap points on the serve.
Mr. Jaziri, challenge and a call on the left, far side line, ball was called in.
This is the third time Jaziri has challenged a first serve of Isner. He's batting 500 so far.
Call stands, first service.
Those numbers just got
Jaziri
worse
has
for
one
the
challenge
Tunisian.
remaining. $30 love. $40 love.
Another one-handed backhand attempted pass from Jaziri. Somewhat conceding that point and potentially the service game.
Game Isner.
So John Isner does all that
Isner
he can
leads
do
6 games to
on
5.
serve in this set. And at the very least, the American knows that he'll be going to a tiebreak. He still has a chance, though, to break Jaziri and possibly take the match 7-5. But the way Jaziri's been serving, you would think the tiebreak is the favourite. Really have been impressed with the approach here of Jaziri. He's even now very calm, just cooling himself down, but just in the face, Judy, you can see it in the face. He's very calm, under control, not showing any signs that the occasion's getting the better of him.
No, he's played fantastic in this match. I think that all starts with the first serve. Last few service games, first serve's in, a lot of accuracy, and I guess it'll be the real test is whether he can keep that up, serving to force this towards a tiebreaker, and whether he can continue it indeed into the tiebreaker.
Time.
Jaziri now to serve to stay in this match, keep it alive, take it to a tiebreaker. $15 love.
He's disgusted with himself, John Isner. That's not what you want first point of the service game. Got himself into a rally with a good return and loose with that backhand. Good sign though too. Good first serve returns. And he's level at 15-all. Jaziri not quite finding the line.
Suddenly,
15-13.
Isner 2 points from the match. Oh, that is clutch. That is not the serve of a player ranked 56 in the world in that situation. This boy's got some ability.
Thank you. Mr. Isner challenging the call on the left center service line. Ball was called in.
The fans are warming to this effort of the Tunisian, and that's caught plenty of the line.
Call stands 40-30. Mr. Isner has one challenge remaining. Game
that's just brilliant.
Jaziri.
There's nothing else you can say than brilliant.
6 games old, final set, tie break. Both players receive now one additional challenge.
For the second time in 2 matches on centre court in the round of 16 today, we go to a tie break to see who it is that will go through to the quarterfinals. Just the 7th clean winner of the match for Isner.
1-0, Isner.
What's Isner going to do here? Is he going to be aggressive?
He just did enough. Just did enough. And listen to the crowd. Are they behind the Tunisian now?
2-1, Jaziri.
Oh, a bit unlucky that return, clipping just the top of the net. Poor Isner. Jaziri again showing that he's more than up to the task when it comes to passing shots. Does seem like he's gone to the well with that big wide serve on the ad side for the most part of this match on big points.
Isner very deliberate in his preparations now.
Isner challenging the call on the right center service line. Ball was
pretty sure
called
from
out.
my eye that it was well in.
Well, from the chair also reiterated it is wide. But you know,
3-2.
you and Isner have better eyes
Isner.
than most, GD.
Oh, I'm not sure that would fit the description of well in, but I'll take it.
A millimetre is enough. And we've seen already, thanks to Hawkeye, that that's all you need.
Here's the first chance on the second serve.
There is not a lot, GD, off the racket of John Isner. Not a lot of pace being generated and inviting the Tunisian to
3-0.
attack.
Bit of a passive point there from John. I'd love to see him tee off on that return or at any moment in the rally and allow Jaziri the chance to control it, and he did it with aplomb. That was a well-controlled rally.
Change of ends, and the balcony in front of the Players' Lounge has suddenly got very busy. Robin Haase there. A lot of interest. The players know, don't they? The buzz goes around the locker room. There's something special happening on centre court. All-court game continues to be so impressive.
4-3, Jaziri.
Well, we're finally on the board in the rally for charity. Beautiful rally. Ending for the volley with Jaziri. He controlled that point beautifully, running Isner all over the court. Still this tiebreaker on serve, 4-3.
Isner being very picky and choosy over the tennis balls as well. Wants to see them all. Here's one that he likes. Well, it really is. It's like it's on tap. Of course, if it was that simple,
4-0.
he wouldn't have been broken in this match. But in a pressure situation, I don't think Isner's missed a first serve here in the tiebreak.
No, he hasn't. This is what we've come to expect from Big John.
And that is just unplayable. 227 kilometres an hour. Gone in the blink of an eye.
Isner.
Who falters first?
I'd love to see Isner run around and tag a forehand on the second serve return.
Five-all.
16 shots, so Possibly, if not the longest, certainly one of the longest rallies in the match. 5 all. And that brings up a match point now for the Tunisian. And a career high 17 wins in the season in 2016. The temperature rising 35 degrees and the pressure is on, and it's on John Isner. Oh, what a volley. Nerves of steel. Might be 35 degrees, but there's ice pumping through the veins of the big American.
6-0.
David McPherson on his feet, applauding that volley from Isner. Jaziri finally gets right on a big point for the first serve. He had a good hit at that two-handed backhand return. Isner up to the challenge with the calmness on the volley. Geez, he's a clutch player, Andrew.
Someone has a match point coming up. Who will it be? First time. A look at the second serve of Isner in this tiebreak. Isner on the attack. Suddenly the confidence is flowing for Isner. And now a match point.
7-6.
It's the first time Jaziri hasn't been up to the task with the passing shot almost in the whole match. Just not able to get that passing shot low enough to challenge the charging John Isner. Brings up his first match point.
Jaziri challenging the call on the right offside line. Goal was called in.
Well, it almost seems unfair for either of these two players to have to be called a loser. They are going up for a challenge, but there's no question the winner is in. There's no question. There it is. And John Isner can now applaud the support of the fans who have been treated to a stunning spectacle. Wow, Isner survives. You really do feel for Malik Jaziri. Of course, congratulations to the victor. And this was how he won it. And all of a sudden, GD, he got brave, Isner. He said, I'll go and live at the net to finish this match.
Did he charge forward the last 2 points? That was lucky with that forehand volley. Warm hand here for Malik Jaziri. He played fantastic. A real treat to see his skills on display.
Well, if ever the phrase gallant loser can be applied, it's